So I'm going to walk you through how to do this cute little pocket card. Today we are celebrating our celebration items, and this is a blog hop that I did with our glitter queens, so make sure to check that out. But we're going to walk through how to make this cute little card, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm featuring the Bubbles and Fizz designer paper that you can get free right now with celebration items with a $50 purchase. Such pretty paper, it just doesn't do it justice in camera, but it's really, really cute. And of course it matches a stamp set and a die set as well. And so I picked some of the pattern paper in here, and that is what we will be using today. So just really pretty paper. And we also are going to be featuring the Celebrate You Thinlits Dies. So like I said in the description of this video, there's no stamping to this. So if you don't want to use inks, you don't actually have to. But today, I'm going to just start out and show you what I did. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our card base. And our card base is cut at 5.5 by 4 1/4. So it's your basic card base, you know, 8.5 by 11, cut in half, and then scored at 4 1/4. And I decided to do it on the left this time. So with that, that's our card base. Then we're going to take our 2 pieces of designer series paper. The first one is cut at 2 4 1/4. So it's going to go all the way across. If you don't want this to go all the way across, you could cut it down by 1/4 inch on either side, and then that would give you a border for your card. But I chose to go ahead and do this all the way around. So we're just going to adhere this with some multi-purpose glue. I like the liquid glue. It works a lot better for me sometimes than snail or even fast fuse. If I'm doing something quick and easy, fast fuse will work, but I prefer this because it gives me just a little bit of positioning, and I can, you know, really make sure that I've got that lined up nice. And then you can just squeeze off any excess that you may have. For the bottom of the front, we're going to do a 3.5 by 4 1/4 piece, and that's just going to fit right underneath it. So I did use the same piece of paper in this, and as you can see, they do line up. So just, you know, flip it, and there we go. There's our bottom half. So make sure we're putting glue on the correct side of this. And we've got our glue. And we're just going to glue that right down. And you can be generous, or you can go, you know, a little lighter. It's your preference on the glue and what you like. There we go. So now we have our layer. So from there, we're going to go ahead and ink our pocket. Well, our pocket is a 3 by 3 piece of vellum. And because I have a Bermuda Bay cardstock backing today, we are going to go ahead and use the Bermuda Bay ink pad along with a sponge dauber. So this is just going to make your pocket stand out a little bit, and I'm just going to ink the edge of this. So because this vellum, of course, is clear, you're going to be able to see these really cute bubbles that are behind this Bubbles and Fizz card designer series paper, which I wish they'd do a whole pack of just the bubbles. I just love those bubbles. Alright, so as you can see, you can add more if you want. I just want it to frame it in, is really all we're looking at doing here. So we just want to frame this out. Okay. And then I've also already added ink to our layer piece that's going to fit on the top of this. I did not ink the other designer series paper, but you could if you wanted to. Again, just to kind of frame that out, you could also choose the Calypso Coral, which is the same color that this paper is. Either way, it would look great. So now we're going to continue to layer our pieces of paper. So we're going to put our cardstock base, which is 1 by 3, and we're going to put that down on this vellum piece first. So again, just some multi-purpose glue. We're going to get that added right in. So right there on top. And again, if you got enough wiggle room, so if you slide it over too far, you've got the room. And then the next designer series paper, again, this is part of the pack, but it's just another piece of paper. Either side would work really well. It's really cute on both sides. And this is cut at 3/4 by 3/4 by 3 inches. And I'm just going to line that up in the center. Give myself a border on either edge. Press that down a little. And there we have our pocket. So in order to make our tag, we're going to cut our tag at 4 by 2. So 4 inches long, 2 inches wide. And then we're going to take our scalloped tag topper, and we're going to just scallop the top of this. One of the reasons why it's 2 inches is it'll fit perfectly within this scallop tag topper. So all you got to do is stick it in, punch it out, and then voila. Now I like to also ink the top of this, again, just for a little bit of dimension, and just frame it all in. Gives it a little bit more depth. That's completely up to you. If you don't like to ink, you don't have to. You know, this card could easily be created without any inking or stamping whatsoever. Alrighty. So, and our accent piece is out of the Celebrate You Thinlits Dies. So that's this piece right here. So I've just cut a piece of white cardstock. And we're going to cut that out of that. We're going to use our big shot to do so. So I'm going to kind of do this a little off camera. But with the big shot, excuse me, I'm using my magnetic platform. And then I'm just going to place this right down on there and run this through. And it's going to cut out our Celebrate. There we go. And this is such a cute set. I love, I've used this for birthdays. I've used it for just all sorts of different items that you could think of. Anything that you want to celebrate. It doesn't have to be a birthday, which is probably one of the reasons why I like it so much. Alright, and that is, again, the Celebrate out of that stamp set. So now that we have our Celebrate, we want to kind of step it up a little bit. And I don't know if you can see that when I show the previous one, but to give it some glitter, I'm going to add a wink of Stella to it. And this is just going to, again, give it a little bit of glitter, you know, provide us with a base, so that way we can, you know, get a little pizzazz out of it, really, is all. So I'm just going to put some wink of Stella down. I'm going to grab an extra sheet here. And one of the great things about these wink of Stella pens is this is, of course, clear glitter. It comes in the color clear, but you literally just paint it on. And it's really hard to see on here, but once it dries and it gets put on the card, it's really a nice effect. And it's just really pretty, and it gives it that really pretty shimmer that we all kind of like. You know, you gotta have glitter. Glitter's on everything. Hubby always makes fun of me. He says we're gonna have glitter all over the house for years to come because I use glitter on almost all of my projects, I think. There we go. So I don't know if you can see that in the camera very well, but it does give it a really nice shine here. And you can always go over it again, but it's really not necessary. One coat of this will do you good. So we're going to set that aside to dry. And that was the Wink of Stella brush pen, and we sell that in clear. And next up is putting all of our pocket pieces together. So one of the cool things too about some of the celebration items that we have right now is we have this ribbon that you could use to kind of spice this up a little bit. So if you wanted, and you wanted a separation between this pocket, you could add some of this ribbon right here to the edge, and that would look gorgeous as well. That's the gray. And then you also have, of course, the same Calypso Coral, and this is a shimmer ribbon. Again, I don't know if you can really see that, but it's really beautiful. And it comes in 3 different sizes. Also comes in another color. So, and that's part of our celebration items this month as well. You have until the end of March to purchase those items. So in order to get our pocket on here without actually sealing down our pocket, there's something that we need to do, and that is use our mini glue dots. So here we have our mini glue dots. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to press my 3x3 vellum sheet into my mini glue dots to pull those off. And I'm just going to go about, I don't know, 1/8 or so of an inch in on all the corners. And then you'll see what we use here in a moment to cover all that up. So then all I have to do is line this up. So I'm not being exact, I'm just getting it in the middle. And then you want to press one side down, leave the other side up, press the far end down, and then come down with it. So that way your pocket does not, my pocket's crooked. And then that way it doesn't actually have a pop-up on it, because you can sometimes get it to where it doesn't do it right. So let's see, let's realign that just a little bit. There we go. And to cover up our glue dots, what we're going to use is we're going to use these gorgeous enamel dots, these glitter enamel dots. So you can use any color. I'm going to use the yellow today. They are variegated, which I think is kind of neat, but I do want to use all of the same size. So I am going to go light to dark on these. And as you can see, I'm just going to pop them right over those mini glue dots, and you're never even going to know that we had them. But to make it to look consistent, I'm also going to put them up here as well. You could just choose to do the bottom, and that would be fine too. If you had brads and you didn't have these, you know, Stella doesn't sell brads anymore, but I'm sure you probably have some in your inventory. Those would work perfect. Just make sure you do them before you actually put the 3x3 vellum pocket on. Alright, so now all we have to do is attach our Celebrate to our tag. So you can do this a couple different ways. I, again, just use the multi-purpose glue. And you can, you know, squeeze out a little bit and then smush it around. Or you can use a fine tip applicator. Either way works. You don't have to put a whole lot on here. You know, it is just going on a tag. But I kind of like to just draw around it. Don't squeeze too hard on my glue or you end up getting it everywhere. But just enough to give me some good hold for my tag. So I'm going to go ahead and position this. Now you could do it where it doesn't stick off as much as the one I have done previously, like so. The one I did earlier, the T stuck up, but as you can see, you can get it to fit where it doesn't actually stick off the card. There we go. And then now all we have to do is insert our card into our little pocket. Oops. Let's see here. And because I raised that up, I lost my glue dot there. So I'm just going to add just a teeny bit of multi-purpose glue to re-stick it, since I tried to reposition it. There we go. And now you have a cute little pocket card that is all ready to go. It says Celebrate, and then you can just kind of lift this up just a teeny bit and get that, and then put it sideways in there, so that way you can see it through the vellum. Again, it's the Bubbles and Fizz Designer Series paper that is free with a $50 purchase, along with the Celebrate You Thinlits Dies that is free with a $100 purchase for celebration up until March, the end of March. And then you can write whatever sentiment you want on the inside. So I've made quite a few of these. I really love them. Again, here was our original, and then here is our other version in a different color. So thank you for watching and visiting our blog. Be sure to check out the blog, and I appreciate you. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.